Hi there, good evening. I apologize for starting late, an hour late. I wasn't sure if I was going to meet with you and then and then students asked me to set things up and meet with you. I don't know, something's wrong. My computer's buffering. I hope you can hear me clearly. You can let me know. I'm speaking evenly, but I don't know. It looks like it's not transmitting evenly. I'm going to send, unless you have a chat where you share the information, let me know, or I'll send an email to everybody about the live stream. Wow, it's really buffering. It's terrible. Oh, I think I know why. I'm using a different browser. It's clear? Okay, I'm just going to talk and go at it here. So what you should be doing is reviewing all those videos. Just continue reviewing those videos that are there. Everything is there. The quantity of information. I gave a lecture every day for an hour after, things shut down. So you have all the information that you need to write the test in there. But I did tell you, let me show you. Oh gosh, hold on. So this is the final exam review material, and I have old exams in here. And what you have here is called the approximate final distribution, and that I will just show you here. When you open it, it tells you what's going to be on the test. Okay, so in terms of proportion. So you're going to have 10% on the first units, 1, 2, and 3. 20% on probability, and you omit these units or this portion. Okay, don't worry about those. And then BAIN and SDS is 10 and 20, and inference is 40%. So that's the large portion of the exam. And I don't know why there's... Anyway, questions about this. So there's going to be multiple choice questions and short answer problems that are optional and ones that are required. I said that I would put the questions in, trying to remember now. Gosh, I have 3 classes. I think I said I would put them in Moodle, and and then you can send me, or no, sorry, I will send them to you. I think I said I'd send them to you, and then give you time to complete them and send them back to me. All right? And basically, I've given you this outline, and then on top of that, you have the exam itself, version of it called the mock final exam. So that has the same layout as the approximate exam distribution, and I provided you with the solutions. So basically that's it. I'm working on having your test 3 graded. I'll get you those. I'll send you the answers probably today or tomorrow, so you'll have those to study from. But so you see, this has the same distribution of questions as the approximate exam distribution. Any questions? Hector, are you watching the videos that I mentioned? Like the videos, there are the videos that are edited videos, and then there's the videos from my course that I gave in the live streams, the Stats Longobardi Live. There's so many videos there. It's not a few. I don't know where you're looking. I sent an email about all those videos to watch, and just keep watching them. I guess I'll show you where they are. In the Stats Longobardi Live, you just go back through March. I'm sorry if you're not watching those, because you're missing out, because that's where that information is. Let me see if I can get it here on the iPad. I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, I can't show YouTube on iPad. I have to relearn that every time. Let's see if I can do that here. I don't think it's going to work though. Let's see if I can. Hold on, let me position this. I have to position this. Can I show YouTube in YouTube? I don't even know. Let's see what happens. So if you go to my channel and you go to Stats Longobardi Live, that's where all the videos you should be watching are. Okay, it's not just the Moodle ones. So they go from April. So if I go, can you see this? Are you guys seeing this? Yeah. Yeah, you're seeing this. Okay. So these cover all the review for the test. All these. So there's not just one. There's so many videos. Okay, so these are what you're supposed to be watching. When I say watch the videos, I'm not talking about the Moodle videos. I'm talking about these. And then even I make videos. I started a new class in June, but you could go as much as to the May 21st. So there's not just one video. These are all 1 hour or an hour and a half some of the times. Okay, so everything is there. Any questions? I mean, I can do something now, but I'm just going to be repeating because it's all there. Yes, I did send an email about this. This is kind of why I didn't want to do a class today, because I give you everything and you guys don't look at it. So then if I give you something more, you're going to look at that too. Like, there's tons of stuff there. Look at what you have. You have old exams. You have, I don't know, 15 hours of video. I sent you an email about 12 hours of video you could watch, and just keep watching those videos in Stats Longobardi Live. Okay? Those are specifically for the final, Hector. And, okay, so, but that's fine. I know it's confusing. I know that for sure, because there's lots. That's why I try not to make it more confusing by giving more. That's my approach. But, okay, so let's see if we look at the mock final together. Now I have to pull that back up. Give me a minute. Jasmine, I'm reading your question. A rule of thumb. Oh, no, no, no. That's not, that is, oh, no. I'm not sure exactly what you're saying. I think what you're saying, what is the 10? The sample size, no, there's different rules. It's in the notes. No. So you're conflating many things, but if you look at the formula sheet that I give you, let's see if I can pull it up. Anyway, I guess, you can ask me questions. That's what it's for. So let me see. No, this thing is not cooperating with me. Let me start a new one. I don't know why it keeps on showing that image. Frustrated today. I'm just getting a huge delay. And it's not showing me the image I want. It's like I have to reboot something. Okay. Okay, so sorry, I don't know. Trying to get in charge of this here. All right, so this is the formula sheet that I referenced throughout. And, if you haven't seen all those videos, then you're considerably behind. You need to review those videos because I go through this formula sheet. And I explain. The first point here is bin. So if you have a problem related to the binomial unit 5 material, this is where you look. So this is the information. A random variable x has a binomial distribution with parameters n and p. Then x has a mean of np and a standard deviation like this. And I explain how those are derived. And then you have this result. So this result is what you do, what you use for a binomial problem when you're figuring out one or a few of the possible values. But if you have several and you don't have a table available and you don't have an easy way to do it, or if you find out that this is true, n times p is greater than or equal to 10 and n times 1 minus p is greater than or equal to 10, then you can use the result for the mean and standard deviation given here, that this variable turns into a normal distribution approximately, with a mean of np and a standard deviation like this. Now you're not going to have many problems like that. I do spend some time on that kind of a problem, but there aren't many problems like that. Are you guys seeing my writing? Oh, it's not showing up. I'm very frustrated right now. What is going on? My work is not transmitting. Let me see what you see on YouTube. No, you're not seeing any of my writing. So anyway, so on this sheet, let me just say on this formula sheet, if you still hear me, that's the rule that you test in order to use the normal approximation to the binomial. The second rule is about the proportion, the sample proportion, which is a matter of taking, you can't see anything I'm doing. This is terrible. I don't know how to fix this. Anyway, I think what you're asking is number 3 on the formula sheet. If you have a normal distribution and you're speaking about a normal distribution, then the sampling distribution of the sample mean x bar is also normally distributed as long as n is greater than or equal to 25. When you get into inference, when you're talking about the population proportion, the results in number 4, formula number 4, those results hold as long as the population size n is greater than 10 times the sample size. So I don't know if that's your question, but that's for number 4, for the results of inference. Oh, I wrote it wrong. Yeah, no. N is greater than 10 times n. So that's a property. And then when you get down to number 5, formula number 5, the formula is in number 5 for inference. I'm not sure if there's any rules there, but in formulas number 6, you need I'm not sure your numbers really, Jasmine, but for the formulas in number 6, my typing is delayed. If your distribution is not symmetric, the recommendation is that at least you have a sample size of 40. So I don't know where you're referring to sample size of 10 and 20. You're going to have to be more specific, but those are the limits that I know of to using the formulas I gave you. So number 3, where the results hold if the sample size is greater than or equal to 25. Number 4, where Unit 5, page 15 of Unit 5. See if I can take that up. My screen is frozen, but anyway, I'm able to use my iPad. In most practice applications of binomial distribution, the sample is done without replacement. So technically, the observations are not independent. But if the population size is at least 20 times the sample size, the observations are approximately independent. The binomial model can still be used. Okay, so this is if the sampling is done without replacement. So most of the time, like, all we ever deal with is with replacement. But if you have a situation where sampling is done without replacement, so in polling, so when we're selecting, like when I give examples of selecting out of a hat and things like that, that's with selecting out of a hat, and then reducing the number of M&Ms in a bag, let's say, of different colored M&Ms. That's without replacement when you hold on to it. When I've talked about using a deck of cards and shuffling them each time and you pick, then that would be with replacement. But if you take a hand of 5 cards and you effectively change the hand, but each time you take a card, that's without replacement. Also, Gallup polls or polling is without replacement, or choosing people for a control group is without replacement. So technically, the observations are not independent, but if the population size is at least 20 times the sample size, the observations are approximately independent, and the binomial distribution model can still be used. Okay, so that's that 20 times n deal. Okay, so now where's the 10 that you mentioned? So that's something else. If you're talking about the thing that I mentioned for the rule number 1, I'm not sure where you got the 10. I'll try and broadcast this page 15. Yeah, this one we're just talking because I don't know why this is not working. Page 11 of Unit 6. Page 11 of Unit 6. Yeah, so that's what I just said up. I mentioned that I wrote it here in number 4. For the rules of number 4, the formula sheet says is n greater than the sample size times 10. So those are different results. This is regarding the sampling distribution of the sample proportion, and the other question is regarding rules on sampling. They're different properties. What is here about the 10 times has to do with the results that follow, that we can use the sampling distribution of the sample mean results so that we can get the results in number 4 of the formula sheet. Okay? This is so that the theory falls into place. So the 20 times is for sampling without replacement, that the results are the same as with replacement. And this has to do with the results for the sampling distribution of the sample proportion. A different thing. Did I answer your question? Is it frozen? Yes, it's very good that you're reading. I really appreciate that you're reading it. And yes, you can ask me questions. That's a good clarification. So the first one was for having the same results without replacement as you have with replacement. And this is for the results of this results in number, the formulas basically in number 4 of the formula sheet. Okay, more questions. I don't know what I'm going to be able to view. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to reboot everything, I think, to make everything work. So just keep asking me questions. You guys can ask me questions anytime. I can meet you online anytime. I guess I need I have to make some arrangement so I can check everything works. So for people who just logged in, we're just going over what is required for the test. I think the only thing that's going to work is this window. So on the Moodle site, as I said, you have some videos. You don't have any for inference, right? Let's go back. You have a few. But for the people who just showed up, the videos you're going to get, you're going to use, because there's only a few things here. I want you to go to the StatsLongobardiLive site and start watching all of these. And I did mention several up until Unit 6, but then just keep going, because there are several. These are all an hour or an hour and a half long. So if I count them, they're all for the final exam, you know. So they go up until May 21st. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I can't remember where I started you. Somewhere in April. 15. You have like 15 hours of videos. So get going on that. So I suggested, and we look at, you know, this is the exam with the exam distribution that I will give you on your final test. And you see the multiple choice, and then there is the short answer questions. There are the sort, and you get to pick 5 out of 7. And you recognize these problems. They're familiar. So these are problems that we've already, most of them are problems you've already seen. Maybe I changed some numbers. Maybe I didn't. I'm going to have to change things, though, because you do have all your notes. So I will change problems. If they look familiar, that's good. But I will change the values and things. So, I mean, we could do this one together, I guess, if you want. You want to try this one together? So the idea is, I gave you a formula sheet, I gave you tables, and what you need to do is identify which formula you're going to use, okay? And they're all related, and the lectures are used to explain where they all come from. But once you understand, you know, they're all linked and they all come from the same root, then it's just a matter of understanding which one you use when. So here I'm asking you, in a simple random sample of 1,540 adults from a population of 1 million, we're going to ask them, do you happen to jog? Suppose we know that 15% of the adults actually jog. So what I've given you here is what? What do we call this? What symbol would that have? Or what symbol would that be? What is that? Someone tell me. It's like none of my markup is appearing. Jasmine is right. It is P. So that is P. That is the proportion, population proportion. Exactly. Very good. So that's the population proportion. And so now you're going to answer questions about the population proportion. Find the mean and standard deviation of the sample proportion. That's what, so that p hat is the sample proportion. So we know, based on p, we know the properties of p hat. We know its shape. We know its mean and its standard deviation. So I'm not going to be able to write it, but tell me the mean and standard deviation of the proportion. Where would you look for that information? Exactly. So what does the formula say? So using the formulas of number 4, because that's for the sample proportion. Oh, is it 4? Wait a second. Oh, something's opening on my computer. So you know to go to the formula sheet, right? And on the formula sheet's at the end of chapters. Unit 5 and Unit 6. So looking at the formula sheet, what do I use for this, for the mean and standard deviation? Which formula is it? Yasmin proposed it's number 4, but that's for inference. The question here is regarding what? Is the problem an inference problem? The problem is just about the shape, right? It's formula number 2, right? So what would be the mean and the standard deviation of the sample proportion? Okay, so what is that? The numbers are all there. Tell me the numbers. What's the answer to part A? What does the formula number 2 say? I have a terrible delay. I can't even type. I have to reboot my whole system to talk to you. Okay, so the formula number 2 says that the mean would be P itself. What that indicates is that the expected value of the sample proportion is the true proportion. That's what it means. Okay, so we expect the sample proportion to be the true proportion. That means if we repeatedly sample, on average, we should get the true proportion as the sample proportion on average. So if we sample and we calculate, sample and we calculate, and sample and we calculate, and then average all those proportions that we calculated, the average of those would be the true proportion. That's what the theory says. So the expected value for all, it should be 15%. And then when you calculate the standard deviation, if you did it right, it's p times 1 minus p over n square root. I'm just going to check. So it's p, it's 0.15 times 0.85 divided by 1540 and square root. And she got it right. 0.0091. Okay? So that's that problem. All right. So that was an example of number 2. So I don't use number 1 very much, but I do spend lots of time on it because it is the base, it's the foundation of formulas 1, 2, and 4. So I spend some time on that. Okay, what about question B? What theory, what do you go to answer question B? What sample size would be required to reduce the standard deviation to 1/2 of the value you found in A? I'm going to see if I have the solutions. So the idea of the mock final is that it's for you to sit and attempt to write the final exam on your own within 3 hours. That's the idea. And then you can find your weaknesses and your strengths. Let me open the solutions. So you shouldn't look at the solutions till you answer the whole test. I think you should print it out and try it on your own. And then get back to me if you have questions. Like I said, I got to see what my problem is right now, but I can get things fixed. So see, the answers are all here. I'll try not to show the answer. Tremendous delay. I think I said I'd give you time for the final, right? I have to check what I said. I'm sorry. I think my computer really wants to cool down. I just turned on the internal fan. So you can hear that. I think it's going to crash soon. So what I said was I would give you the test on Saturday, December 12th, and until Monday. So I'm not sure if that's enough time, given that it sounds like even you guys who are the better students haven't watched all those videos. So the test is supposed to be given on Saturday, like 2 days from now, and done this weekend. Do you need more time? Yeah, I'll send the answers tomorrow. Can you hear me? Because I have an error message right now. I just feel like you guys missed my emails or something, or I don't know. I did write an email with instructions. I don't mind giving you the next weekend, but how am I going to do this? Like I can give you another week and distribute it on the 17 until the 21 or something. But promise me you're going to watch. I think my computer was slow because I had the fans turned off. Now it seems to be working better. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Thursday, December 17 to Monday, December 21. If you promise, okay, I can't give it to the 21 because I have to have the grades on the 22. I'm not going to be able to mark everything that fast. So let's say Sunday, December 20th. If you promise to watch all the videos. I don't want to have 2 tests. This is the thing, Jasmine, and I know what you mean. That's why I don't want to change the test. This is really hard for me. It's already hard to mark all this stuff and create exams and questions and things. So, I can do what I did with the retest. So I can give the test this weekend and people can look at it, and if they don't think they're ready, they can just ask for the retest. So I can consider next week as a retest. Even you, Jasmine, if you want, you can do the retest. How does that sound? So Jasmine, have you watched all my videos? Is that why you know this stuff? Or did you already know it before? Yeah, everything seems to be running smooth now. So Jasmine, where do you think if you just have more questions, just contact me and I can do office hours and record it for everybody. How about that? If you have questions, you have until Saturday. We can finish doing this problem if you like. Or, you know what? I would say, Jasmine, is work on this mock final. Did you already do it? Work on the mock final, check your answers, and then get back to me if you have any questions, and we can meet tomorrow, or we can meet, yeah, tomorrow. It's the only day we can meet, so we'll have to meet tomorrow. So Jasmine, were the test questions, sorry, were the videos enough? Okay, so I'm going to have to stop the stream because my computer is acting up, and this is not going to be a great transmission. I'll leave this video up. I'm going to write everybody in the class because there are only about 5 or 6 of you here at any given time. So I'll write the rest of the class and give them an update and remind them to watch all the videos. Everything is there. I don't have anything new to say. I believe I've covered all the material. You have the mock test, you have the solutions, and if you have questions, I'll meet with you online. All right, I have no problem with that. So anyone else have any questions? Can we leave it at that, given the issues I'm having? I'll email everyone. Okay, so let's just keep in touch. Anyone has questions, I'll do office hours. Just give me, at least an hour to set things up. But I do need to reboot my machines here. I think that's the problem I'm having. Okay, so have a good night, you guys. Work with this. You have everything at your fingertips with a click. And just time. You have to etch out time over the next week to prepare. All right? Keep me posted. I can get on anytime and help you because now classes are done and I can opt on. Okay, Hector, thank you. It's been a pleasure. I hope you're all well and healthy. And keep me posted. Thank you, Freddie. Good night, Ledward.